wasn't my friend and I wasn't drunk, I'd knock you on your ass. But hell, truth is the truth. So what time we leaving tomorrow?
Looks at his watch.
Damn, I'm late.
Where are you going this time of night? Must be a romantic interview.
He's just gonna see that white trash your girl from that trailer park down the road. I told you that gal ain't nothing but trouble. Soon as she feels slighted, she gonna cry rape.
Oh, she be crying, alright. But it ain't rape. She loves what I give her, and she don't take kindly to CP time. I got to go.
Shame. It's a shame you take a guy like that over your own wife. She a good black woman, stuck by your monkey ass for 15 years, and you ain't got the sense God gave you to recognize what you got. Risking everything for some stranded pussy.
Damn. God damn it, Timber. That woman gives me what I want, and wanting and needing is two distinctly different animals.
Please don't give us that line of bullshit about getting back at the white man through his women. Man, be original at least.
Wanting is sometimes stronger than needing. Look, I know that white women's is the black man's kryptonite. They're innocent, so to speak. And I know it's because they don't have the world beating them down like our women's got. Hell, I knows all this, but I still want some. Even if it's just for a few moments that makes me feel like a man. I got something every man in America wants. And she's under me. It's something every black man should experience. I envy the white man.
You's a damn fool because he envy you. Try to imitate you in every way. He can see the beauty in black women better than sick bastards like you could, so go on. Go on, take the trash out.
You got a bone to pick with me.
You willing to kill a man over the truth, Peter? Mad because it's striking a chord with you?
It's all pink, and I intend on sticking who I want when I want. Fuck you! And I'll pay my tab next Friday, 8 days.
He leaves.
That boy ain't shit. I sees me and him when I was his age, and that's just how I treated my Nelly, God. That's their soul. That's that I will regret into the ends of my days. Tell me something. Man to man now. Why is that old building so dear there? It ain't nothing but brick and mortar hours lost memories.
Do you remember how you loved your Nelly? You loved her in ways you can't quite express in words. Even when you fell short and patted other women's bottoms, you still loved your wife. That building is like that love. It's a deep feeling, an attachment. I want to save her, protect her. Those lost memories you speak of, they're not lost. They're just tucked away or buried under years of neglect, waiting for us to reclaim the memories, the stories, the people who frequented the place, like Ella Fitzgerald, Nat King Cole, and even Martin Luther King sat in the audience to see what was presented on stage.
Guess I don't need to tell you it's going to be a hard sale about saving that old building. Black people's too busy trying to make ends meet to make some sense out of life between Sundays. Trying to convince them to invest, even just emotionally, in anything other than day-to-day life, son, is a hard sale.
A man can't live on bread alone. We are men, intellectual beings. That brick and mortar, as you put it, is so much more than what you think. We need to preserve history. It's a part of what we say we are, our identity. We should learn to carve out a spot, a meaningful place where our children and our children's children can go and pass on the many memories, stories, and experiences, all having one thing in common, that they happened in that building, in the Palace Theater. Doc, it's more than a building.
Last call for alcohol. Tomorrow's a new day. Drinking begins at noon.
Turning to John.
More than a building, huh? Good luck, son. Good luck. Still just one?
Yeah, that liquor is the white man's way of anesthetizing us. I don't indulge. But I wouldn't mind those stale nuts at the bar.
Linda enters.
You want them dirty old nuts?
A little dirt never hurt you. You work here.
Part-time, 3 times a week. Saving up for my wedding next summer. I've been dreaming about a proper wedding, so I need some extra money.
She's a good worker. You should try to get on your side, saving for that building.
Ain't got no time for any other cause other than my wedding plans.
Anyone I know?
No.
She starts to clean in the back room.
Truth be told, none of us ever seen her beau in real life. I'm starting to think it might be in her head.
Yelling to Linda.
Linda! You got your keys!
Back to John.
Speak. John, please see that she gets home safely. I'm going over to mines to play Big West. You know, I ain't never beat in the 35 years we've been playing.
To Linda.
Linda! You got your keys! Check good now. The liquor must be protected.
To John.
Will you, son?
Sure, Doc. Tell Auntie that I'll be home after we lock up.
Thank you.
Puts on his coat.
More than a building, huh? Something to think about. Something to think about indeed.
He leaves. Linda re-enters.
Tender. Where's Tender?
Ooh, Doc. He left to go to Mars to play cards. I'll make sure you get home safely. Hey, why you call him Tender?
Everybody call him Tender. Short for bartender. Ain't nothing philosophical about it. See, educated people's always trying to make more out of nothing. Sometimes things just the way they are. Simple. Plain. Give me a simple life any day. But you got nothing to say?
No.
Well, your silence is a sort of answer. I ain't intelligent enough to have a conversation with. That's right. You don't argue with someone you deem a fool.
Linda, I think that you are a wise woman, and I see no need to argue. Tell me about your fiancé.
I'm marrying him. That's all you need to know. Now you got somebody? A woman or a man?
No need to be insulting now. And the answer is no. I don't have a man. Linda, why the two with me? Have I done something to offend you?
I guess it's reverse psychology. I've been reading about it in their books they leave at the office I cleans up at. It's a sort of protection. Let me offend you before you get the chance to reject me.
But Linda, you were only 2 grades behind me from what I remember. You had a good head on your shoulder.
Yeah. Well, I had to drop out because I was born to a mother that never got over my father leaving her. So I had to raise myself and take care of her.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you will be if you don't lift your feet and let me mop this place. Listen, don't waste no pity party on me. Save it for yourself when you see nobody show up tomorrow for that theater you love so much. People here only relate to singing and dancing. But they know about theater.
Singing and dancing is as much a part of the theater as the sun is the sky. They're inseparable. Theater is the finished product. It's the pie. And singing, dancing, and reciting dialogue are all of the ingredients. Saving that building will be a part of saving ourselves.
He's one crazy nigga. Anyway, I kind of admire you for sticking to a cause. I just think there's more to be passionate about when you're a Negro man in America.
Don't go telling me about being a Negro. I am a black man. And I'm not going to I deal with it every day. And I'm not going to let some high school dropout who kills the King's English to dictate to me what I am to be passionate about.
Puts on his coat.
Ready?
Well, I don't need you to accompany me nowhere, so just go on with your proper talking self.
I gave Doc my word that I would make sure you got home safely. And I intend on keeping my word.
Fine. I'll be ready in 5.
Finishes cleaning and goes to get her coat.
I got a brother. His name Justice, but we calls him Curious because he was always questioning everything and everybody, getting on people's nerves. He was smart, though. I was wanting to know stuff about everything. So, he got himself a pen pal. A kid a town over, not knowing that it was a girl, and a white girl at that. They called themselves being friends. It was innocent, really, till that girl's father got wind that my brother was black. We woke up to that kind of heat that you know that only white folks can burn. Got no shame about burning crosses. Threw a brick right through our bedroom. They didn't care that we was kids. Me and Curious shared a room because my mother always took her drunkenness out on it. say she looked like our father too much. I will never forget the look that Curious had on his face when he realized that having a relationship, you were just words on a piece of paper. That white girl could mean death to himself and his family. Life left him that man. That light in his eyes never did return. So when I says that there are things that folks can be passionate about, I knows a little something myself about what matters. And that building ain't one of them in my estimation. And I spoke my piece.
Indeed, you did.
He escorts her out. Scene. Scene setting. Mama Joe's brothel.
The way I sees it, God ain't nothing but a jealous old man. He even laid out a whole list of what you can and can't do. Pleasure is in direct opposition to his will. And why is that? Because he can't have you enjoying life here on earth when all he done promised you is up in heaven. No. See, it's all a holy hustle. God can't have you enjoying and being happy down here. Then why the hell would you do the things he wants you to do? Think about it now. You think white folks praying to him with all the evil they doing in his name? That's how I know it's the holy hustle. Because ain't nothing bad happening to white folks. They just living fat and fine, taking over the world with no regard to the people they kills and steals from. You ask me how I know there ain't no glory on the other side? That's how. You got to tell me, why come he don't just strike them down? Kill them. Kill them, show enough dead.
God don't condone killing like that. He's good and merciful.
Yeah, so there you go with that line again. The biggest killer I know is God. He sits up high, waiting for us to make just enough mistakes to piss him off, and wham! There go an earthquake. Then you let you thinking that all's good and right, but you keep pissing him off by being happy and enjoying a little of life, and wham! He go kill some more folk with a tornado or flood them out. And it's always us poor niggas suffering. Or them poor cracker-ass crackers in the middle of some old damn trailer park. And when he kills, look like to me that he killed poor folks so he don't have to listen to our prayers no more.
Mama Joe, I let you vent about what you ain't with God about. But I know that you believe in his grace.
Gets up and puts on his coat.
We enjoy the unmerited favor of God's grace. Yeah, Mama Joe. You just vexed because you feel deeply about the injustices of the world. Remember, daughter, God is still on the throne and he's going to remain there to the ends of this earth.
Leave him.
Same time next week.
Whatever, Pastor.
Josie enters.
Cover yourself. Don't you see the holy man? Ain't got the good sense God gave you. Coming here, disturbing my lesson.
Oh, Ma, I thought your lesson was done. Plus, I was getting a kick out of watching Pastor try to get out of here without looking at none of the gals. He turned 3 shades of shame. And you know that's something. As black as that nigga is.
What you want, Josie? Your ass only in here because you think I got some money. What is it you think you need this month?
I'm pregnant.
Again. Now tell me something I don't know, Josie. You don't listen like the other gals. I pays good money to have that doctor to make house calls to make sure y'all is delivering a healthy product. But I can't give you common sense now. I tells you and the gals to protect yourself and don't be catching feelings for no John. He's a nameless, faceless, random dick that comes to visit and spit and be gone. And when it spits, you make sure you catches it with a net and don't let it go to form a life that you know he wants.
But it ain't like that this time, Ma. I loves him.
Now
and
you
I
wait
know for
now.
sure he loved me.
Now wait now. Your nose, eyes old. Explain this one to me like I was 5 years old. This here man is willing to try to make a whole housewife. He gonna convert the homo to the hetero. Just last week you told me in front of God and everybody else that you swore off men's and women's was your new flavor. You even went as far as to sew pussy forever in all your garments I had laundered for you last week.
It's Peter. Now, Ma, I know he married, but he promised. He promised me he gonna get a divorce.
If Peter get a divorce, it ain't gonna be for you. Nah, gal, it's gonna be for that white gal to keep over the tracks. Peter in his mind looking to upgrade, and 2 chromosomes from being white just ain't white enough. Hell, his wife lighter than you. And what makes you think he, as color struck as that ignorant nigga is that he gonna go backwards in the color table?
Well, I don't believe you, Ma. That man loved him some Josie. And I can prove.
Tender enters.
Prove what? Ma, Joe, you ready to get beat tonight? Prove what, you old simple guy?
None of your business, Tender. Just leave me alone. You man.
Now that was an insult if I ever heard one. Go back to doing what you best at, lying down.
She leaves.
That girl messes with Peter. I told you he don't mean it no good.
Don't you know I knows it?
Starts to play cards.
She come telling me she pregnant. Hell, what Mama Joe supposed to do about her mistake? Jen,
I thought we were playing big whist.
that's why you're always losing. Don't know what game he's playing. Nah, you got to keep your head in the game and know what game being played. Take my nephew, for example. That boy thinks that people's going to appreciate a building before they appreciate themselves. No, sirree, you got to teach these folks in this here town how to love themselves. And that's the only way they come to even understand what John be trying to learn about saving that palace theater. I hate to see folks just taking them for a fool because they ain't got sense enough to want more for black people.
You remember when we saw Martin Luther King sit in the audience one time? Boy, wasn't that something to see? The king himself taking time out to be human. Before I seen him there, I thought he wasn't really like us. I thought maybe he had a halo we had tucked away.
Still playing cards.
The king himself was enjoying some entertainment. Wow.
You know, that mayor ours ain't no earthly good. That nitwit he appointed to head up his redevelopment department don't believe in preserving a damn thing. He gonna make it hard for John to save the palace. I personally feel like they getting more than they jollies off for knocking all these buildings down.
Niggas always got a conspiracy theory in the works. What could the mayor possibly gain from tearing down all these old buildings? You ask me, he just doing us a favor. They ain't nothing but eye swords. So am I.
Your 2 cents add up to 2 wooden nickels. And what I tell you about using that word in my presence? My nephew say niggas is people that ain't got no sense.
Then I used it correctly. These folks here ain't got no goddamn sense.
Throw your card out, simpleton. I'm serious. How we gonna save this building from getting tore down? That new director of redevelopment, he black?
Nah, he's one of them Puerto Ricans. Ask me, they the Spanish niggas.
She hits him.
I know that word.
Now find out mobile. See if I can send him one of the gals here to tickle his fancy.
That's too obvious. Just like you investigating him, don't you know that man knowing something about you in this here establishment you got right here? Whatever you decide to do, be smarter than the mayor and his hitchman.
Still playing cards.
Look, man, everybody got some bodies. They got something they struggling against. My own mom used to call it a hole in the soul. She say once you see that hole in the man's soul, you should be able to get what you want out of that man because that's his ruin spot. That's what he's most afraid of in life, to become the slave to that damn hole. Drinking is a hole, snorting and shooting up that stuff, they's ones too. What's betwixt your legs is many man's and woman's vices, and we all fight that there heart God saw fit to give us. We will kill you dead over some love we thought to be our own. That one sacred thing that ain't nobody else's in this world.
Looking pleased.
What's the name of this here again?
Jim. And if every man got one, what's yours, Tina?
That ain't hard to tell. Mine is a common one. It's that of the heart. I just love the woman that don't love me for over 35 years, and each year my New Year's resolutions to stop being that woman's fool. Getting that heifer out of my system, and for 35 long aching years, I'm still out of beck and call. It's funny how she keeps me close to her though. Always giving me just enough affection or a hint to make me think something just might jump off. Everybody's somebody's fool sometime. I just stay longer than some at that bad pity party.
Who that? Who that this time of night at that back door? Josie? Carrie? Riri? Ain't no use everybody coming around now. Everybody busy working. Who that? Who out there? Speak or I got something for you. I guarantee you ain't gonna lie.
2-Ton appears.
2-Ton? What's going on with you?
Nah, Mom. That nigga mad. Looks like some kind of animal gone. 2 tons. What you want?
2-Ton silent.
Closed mouths don't get fed, nigga. You know that.
I ain't never got used to being called nigga. So, mister, please just call me 2-Ton. Right, Mom? Been called that too much in my life. I hate to hear it come from folks that look just like me.
I can respect a man's wishes about what he wants to be called. But you still ain't answer mine's or mine question. What you doing this time of day lurking around big as you is? You know you scary, don't you?
This here addiction got me craving some more. And Mom don't pay me until she says the new week starts and that's the middle of the day tomorrow. I was hoping, Mom, you take exception to that rule, being that it's early so in the morning now.
It's yours. You earns it. Lord knows carrying me from here to there. Now, how much I owes you 2-Ton? 25 or 30?
Ma, I feel just like Judah must have felt when he was promised them 30 pieces of silver. I was doing some ear hustling myself earlier when you and Mister was playing cards. I was in a position, I believe, to help you and your nephew. Ma, Lord knows, if this stuff wasn't in my system and that I wasn't a slave to it, I wouldn't be here offering up my own blood at that devil's altar.
You calling me a devil 2-Ton? I don't take lightly that people's calling me names. I's lots of things, but devil ain't one of them.
Mom, you misunderstanding me. No, Mom, of course not. I was talking to pictures. Oh, I feel sick. Oh, I need to sit.
They offer a chair. He sits.
Told me round, Mom. I got to like it being in them bars. With pretty women drinking and all. But then I had to go on home. It was just me there. I was still restless. Just couldn't get that nightlife out of my mind. I needed to see the lights and the women and the excitement. So I hooked up with Candy. You know Candy.
Hell yeah, we do. She done stolen from everybody's house in town. She on that shit you on. She got you hooked.
I can't say I was a man in one sentence and turns around and say that a woman made me do nothing. Candy ain't just some of what she done did. She more than that. That gal got a diploma from some college west of here and she studied writing. We talking about stuff I ain't never heard no Negro talk about in real life. I started to love just listening to her talk about what she done learned in them books. Her problem was, once she got out of school, she couldn't get a job because every Negro thought she was uppity and every white thought she was a threat to their position. So she was left with nothing.
Here, 2-Ton. I gave you a little extra. If Candy's in the family way, then y'all needs to take care of it fast. Don't bring a double crippled baby into this world, being colored and already addicted.
Mom.
Gets up, excited.
Mom, I didn't come here for charity. I was learning you how I got this way. I can't think half the time about nothing but the next time I can get high. God, my witness, I don't want to be this way. I watched my daddy drink himself to death. He would sit on that porch and drink. He drank that whiskey, throwed up, and choked on his own spit. I found him before anybody and carried him in the house so my mom wouldn't have to have that picture in her head for the rest of her days. She was the one called me 2 tons. They say, she say I got more love in my heart, more than 2 tons. But Mom, I need to get another fix.
2 tons. You got your monies now. I suggest you leave through the door you enter from. Don't want to get ugly with you, but I can't have you in the condition using around the guys.
I says I got something that can help Mom and her nephew. That's if y'all still interested in saving them old buildings, especially that theater.
I was listening.
I ain't got much respect for Judas, but at least he was offered 30 pieces before he gave Jesus up.
This new director is a long cry from some Jesus.
I knows what Two Tons is trying to say. Two Tons, I was actually glad that you so bad at being sneaky and low down. What you're trying to ask me for is worth of the info? How much would it cost me for this information you say you got? You got to tell me a whole lot more before I name a price or a condition.
For this information, I don't want money. I want more. For you to promise me that you'll help Candy. It's probably too late for me because I likes it too much. The high means. But that Candy's young and got the head on her shoulders. It can't be turned around. It can still be turned around for something good.
Ain't nobody gonna come to Ma's house knowing that to clap on these premises. Hell, her nickname is Disease. Ma sells good product here, boy.
Two Tons gets up and starts after Tender.
Now, I'm too old for this shit now. I can't be coming betwixt two gray-ass men acting like monkeys fighting over bananas. Now, Two Tons, you've been in my employ for over 20 years, and I loved you like family. When you first got hooked on this stuff, why didn't you tell me? There was a witch doctor over in the next county that could ward off that white horse.
Ma, I need you to promise to help her, and I'll tell you everything. Because I knows about that director, and I knows what I got to tell. You gonna want to hear, because he don't want this to ever touch him.
Well, you got my word as sure as my birth name is Mamie Joanne. 2 Tons, I gives you my word.
Man's whole about to be exposed. But for the greater good, I suppose.
Scene.
Okay, so we's here now.
She goes into the house.
John, why did you really come back? Now, I know the story that you tell them others, but I feel in my spirit that there's more to it than that.
I can't give you what you want.
You want it from me? I want you to come to terms with it.
I'm tired, Linda. I have no more fighting.
Somebody once told me that we always got smoke gumption to fight for the necessary and the important. Decide what is necessary and what's important.
I wish that it was as easy as following catchy mantras. I find that so refreshing when people just do instead of think.
Maybe thinking is what's got you so confused.
I don't have any more stories left to have you on the edge of your seat, practically salivating to hear more details. Or maybe I do have more stories to tell, but they just wouldn't be the truth. I came back for the same reason Samuel across the way and Joseph down the street returned to this homey hamlet in the middle of America.
Now knows Doc Samuel came back to practice medicine here because his daddy fell ill and he took over his practice. Joseph came back because his mom died. You trying to tell me that Mama Joe ain't got long?
I'm trying to tell you that I don't feel the need or the desire to bare my soul to you now or ever.
Oh, okay. You know, you one stuck-up fool. You don't even know when somebody trying to be decent with you. Ain't got sense enough to even be civil.
Look, I am sorry that your brother's life was extinguished so early. But Linda, every black man in America with sense enough to have pride in being a man goes through a period of lights out or lights off. Sometimes, Linda, we even put them out ourselves because at least then we can say it was our choice. You mean well, I know. But a black woman's approach is too harsh and too pushy. You all pound and pound until all that's left is a mere image or facade of what we used to be.
Oh, so now you the spokesperson for all black men out there? You don't think we don't know that? But it's like a moth flying to the light. We just attracted to danger. We knows what you go through. At least we got an idea, because life for us ain't no easy one. Boy, did you ever think for a moment who got to deal with what's going out there with all the changes, the protests, and white folks mad as hell? Because we got the nerve to want more for ourselves and our little ones. We deals with you coming home. complain in silence because you don't really tell us nothing. So we pulls, pry, tear it out of you because it ain't help you to keep it all angry up inside. Didn't you ever think that it was us loving you so hard that we can't see that our ways drives you too far? You says we beat. We pound. Well, I said y'all cuts with words and actions. It cuts every time y'all say, we don't care about you, that we ain't what you need, and we's too hard. Y'all's got that pink tornado working, and it tears everything in its path apart. John, how you think we got that way? You ever give that any thought, Professor?
So you already know about her. Got it all figured out, huh?
That's your problem. You think yourself more important than you is.
What did you do, huh? Read the story in the curry you found in those office buildings that you clean at night for a wedding to a man that nobody has seen? Or you been keeping up with your cousins down south? You know the ones. The mouth of the south. The real Nebarits of the niggas. And I do mean to say niggas.
Miming like it's the headlines.
Professor Cox with his pants down after hours with his pretty young, much too young assistant.
I ain't read a damn thing about you or nobody look like you. I ain't got nothing figured out but what I know in my heart to be truth. I create it for myself and nobody can take it away from me. You come back here to create your truth, to redo yourself, to start over from the beginning. I can see it in you.
Like I said earlier, you are a wise woman.
And you still that scared little boy drawing that line in the dirt there and somebody, anybody to cross over. Hoping they will, just so you can say that you moved them in some way. That you had an effect over some other person.
And I have, Linda. I affect you right here and now. You know, I cannot understand for the life of me why you didn't go out and see what the rest of America, this world, had to offer you. Was there a little fear there? Since we are on fear, you are scared. Most of us are scared of what is out there. So we stay close to our cemented realities, our specially designed ghettos, 4-block radius filled with the people, pregnant with the possibilities of greatness. Anywhere we are, we cluster together, making pseudo-African villages, complete with rival tribes. Only now, we call them gangs. We fight, we love, and fight some more. But never too far from the cemented existence we call our neighborhoods.
John.
We say to our children that they should leave, but we don't mean it. We fear for them every time they step out the house, wondering if this will be the day. Will this be the day that they learn that their lives are worse than less than the whites? Will this be the day that they come home and ask the question that we ourselves struggle with? Is this the day that little black Joes in America get castrated, emasculated? Is this the day that the teacher destroys our child's self-esteem by not calling on him when he raises his hand? Because she thinks she's protecting him. Because he couldn't possibly really know the answer. Will this be the day that I ask myself if there's really a God in the heavens? Because if there is, why doesn't he say something? Why doesn't he talk to me?
Decide to listen to him. Hearing and listening ain't the same.
Scene, setting, Mama Joe's brothel.
That new redevelopment director is my first cousin on my pulse side. He been passing for years. Last year, he calls me to tell me that he's coming my way and that he would pay me every month to keep quiet about our relation. He gives me something a little extra. This shit I can't shake no more out of my system. It wasn't Candy get me hooked. It was my own cousin. He likes that people think he's Spanish or white, as long as he can't be touched with being nickel.
Joe, you can use that.
That gotta be my age. That man been hiding being a nigga all his life, you thought?
All the life I've known him.
Ma! Help me, Ma! Ma!
Scene,
I never told you. I reckon I was ashamed after having just turned it down with asking Pa for my hand and all. And back in them days, I just wanted out of here. I didn't want to live under that banner of a preacher's kid. I wanted to carve out a piece of life for me. Yeah, a piece for me, myself, and I. But the man I chose had a wife before me, and he had outside kids, none by his wife. So naturally, I figured that maybe we could start us a family and live like them folks in the stories Mama used to love to tell us about after dinner, if we minded good and tended our chores that day.
Tender offers her a drink.
No, Tender, no. I am stone sober, and I want to stay that way so I can tell you in person what went down betwixt me and that man I married.
You ain't got to tell me nothing. That be your past. Let sleeping dogs lie and stay that way.
I comes in the room, and I didn't quite understand what that man I married was doing. He was crouched over the bed, sort of weird, like with his leg up on the edge. And he had a razor in his hands. I thought for a minute he was trying to kill himself, so I rushed in to knock the razor out of his hand, and that's when I saw blood was everywhere. It looked like a fountain of red water spilling onto the floor. That man had been cutting at his private. I said, "Stop it, Nathan, what you doing? You trying to castrate yourself? What you doing trying to catch a manhood off for?" I looked straight into his face, searching for something, some kind of explanation why it was doing what it was. And I noticed that his face was naked. I don't mean that his facial hairs was missing. I mean he was naked in expression. His eyes was cold, like a killer's is. I imagine he had no feelings. He didn't even resemble being human. Answer me, Nathan. Why? You're cutting at your manhood like that. Why? He said he was trying to fix himself so we wouldn't have no more children. He said he's done with kids, and his baby gal is all he ever really wanted. He wanted her because he wanted to make a black gal feel love, so maybe she could be a good companion to a black man when she's ready to wed. He said he was cutting it because all the problems in the world for a black man is betwixt his legs. Black women wants to have children they can't afford to nurture, and white men's fears that black men's gonna color the world by bigging they women. Trouble for the black man is betwixt his legs. I drove that man to that point because the day before I told him that I was pregnant.
Tender offers another drink. She takes it this time.
Needless to say, I lost that child. I was only pregnant once in my life, and it was the right way. And with my luck, my husband tried to cut his dick off as a way to tell me that he didn't want it. No, the trauma was too much for me at that time, and I lost the baby. I lost the baby. After that happened, I saw no need for that man who refused to give me children. I found no joy in love making. Seemed like the purpose was taken from it. So I just left him. I left him with a bloody dick and childless.
Always said that nigga didn't have no balls.
You just didn't know how close to sizing him up you was.
Don't you move from the spot again.
Seriously now, I need you to talk to Pete about this new redevelopment director.
The end. the actors are prepared to share a little bit of their process